Good afternoon. Welcome to Basic Electrical Engineering, Unit 5, Electrical Installations, Lecture 12. Today's topics are earth resistance, electric shock and its prevention, and first aid, and SFU, switch fuse unit, and what are the fuses and types. What is earth resistance? The resistance offered by the earth electrode to the flow of current into the ground is known as the earth resistance or resistance to the earth. The ratio of potential of earth electrode to the current dissipated by it is the earth resistance. As you can see, potential to the earth electrode to the current is earth resistance. What are the factors on which these earth resistance depends? Resistance of earth depends on the following factors: the condition of the soil, the moisture of the soil, moisture content, temperature of the soil where the electrode is embedded, depth of the electrode, how much depth you are placing the electrode, size and material and spacing of the electrodes. This is one factor. Quality and quantity of coal and salt in the earth pit. Earth pit is a hole that you are making to place the earthing plate, and you'll have some coal and salt in it, as you have seen in the previous lectures. So you should also consider the quality and the quantity of the coal and salt. The value of earth resistance as decided by NEC or as mentioned by NEC is for different power stations. For large power stations it is 0.5 ohms, for major power stations it is 1 ohm, for small substations it is 2 ohms, in other cases it is 8 ohms. Now what is that was about earth resistance, and this is electric shock. When we touch a current carrying conductor, our body conducts, that is, the circuit is closed and we get a shock. This affects our nervous system, heart, brain, etc. And if the current is large enough, sometimes there may also be a death of the victim. So we must know the preventive methods and what is the first aid for this electric shock. Now why do we get this electric shock? Generally a human body has conducting property, electrical conducting property. If we are sweating, that is sweat is nothing but a salt that is coming, some sweat that is coming out of the body, so that resistance generally decreases. So without sweating it is 80,000 ohms, and with sweating it is 1000 ohms. And this severity of the electrical shock depends on some of the factors, like the amount of the current. Sometimes at your homes you'll get a small shock, but it's not of large amount, and so it depends upon the amount of the current, the pathway through the body and how it is passing through the body. Sometimes you wear some sort of footwear, and the duration of the exposure. If the duration is very short, it does not cause much harm if the current is very small, but if the duration is very large, sometimes there may be a major damage. Whether the skin is wet or dry, and what are the preventive methods? The operation of the equipment must be known. One should know how a equipment operates. Without knowing the operation of the equipment, you cannot operate it, because it's electrical with high voltages. Don't use the damaged wire for wiring purposes. If you have some old wires at your homes or some damaged wires that you brought it from some shops, you should not use such wiring damaged wires for wiring systems. Now check for scratch or break of the instrument. Sometimes due to aging or some other factors, there may be a scratch or break of the instruments, switch, plug, and if you knowingly or unknowingly you sometimes happen to touch them, and you'll get a shock. So check for scratch and break of the instruments at your homes. Now hand tools that you used must be insulated properly. Sometimes you want to check whether there is a power in your cables or coming out of the sockets. So if you are not using some insulated uh, tools, you may get some shock. So you must use some insulated tools in order to be safe when you are repairing or when you are trying to check the conditions. Now use proper earthing. If not, there may be sometimes fault current that may cause shock. Depending on load and rated current, use proper fuse. You have to use proper fuse for the load that is used. Do not overlook safety rules. Never ever overlook the safety rules. You have to follow these safety rules, else due to large current sometimes there may be a cause of death. So these are some of the preventive methods. As you are seeing, operation of the equipment must be known. Don't use damaged wires. Check for a scratch or break, and hand tools must be insulated. Proper earthing must be provided. Depending on load, use proper fuse, and do not ever overlook the safety rules. Now let's see the first aid for electric shock. If someone suffers from severe electric shock, cut off the source immediately. First, try to cut the source immediately. Conduct first aid only if the victim is in a safe place. Do not conduct if the victim is not in a safe place. If there is still uh, he's under shock, or if he is not able to be uh, active, you should not conduct this if he is not in a safe place. Now what is the procedure? Open the airway, that is generally the mouth. Check the breaths if he is breathing at least shortly or not. Check the pulse if there is pulse of the victim. Place him in recovery position. Place him down, lay him down, and mouth to mouth air should be supplied, and external chest compression must be done. You have to press the earth so that there may be some blockage or some uh, air that has been blocked, or you may breathe must be clear if you have this if you do this external chest compression. So these are some of the first aid steps that you need to follow when there is a electric shock victim. That was about the electric shock preventive methods and first aid. So far we have seen two things. One is the earthing resistance and what is electric shock. Now the third one is fuse and its types. Fuse is a short piece of metal wire inserted in series with the circuit, which melts when the predetermined value of current flows and breaks the circuit is called as a fuse. As you can see here, it is the switch, this is the load, this is the fuse, and this is the neutral link. Now whenever there is some sort of fault in this, the switch, the fuse will melt and thus isolates this circuit. What are the types? What is switch fuse unit now? This unit comprises of various porcelain rewirable fuses with other conducting parts. Switch is fitted with a operating handle. Generally you will come across these operating handle fuses, switch fuse units at your homes and in some um, very small shops and all. Contacts are made of electrolytic copper silver plated. Fixed contacts are made with removable shield. Fixed contacts are made with removable sheets. All these are assembled in a enclosure. No. Switch fuse unit, this as I have told you, enclosure, there is an enclosure that is made of steel sheet and a powder coated, and they are provided with a knockouts. As you can see, this is the enclosure, and there are some wireable fuses with some conducting parts in it, and there is a handle here. This will come across many cases. Now, what are the different types of fuses? Fuses are basically classified into low voltage fuses, dropout fuses, striker fuses, switch fuses, high voltage HRC fuses. And these low voltage fuses are further classified as rewirable cartridge type fuses. These cartridge type fuses are again classified as D type and link type or HRC type fuses. And again, these high voltage HRC fuses are classified as cartridge type high voltage HRC fuse and liquid D type HV HRC fuse. So this is the classification of fuses. uh, this is the general classification, but you have only these low voltage fuses which are rewirable and link type fuses in your syllabus as a part of your syllabus. Now, what is rewirable or KitKat fuse? Rewirable fuses are low voltage fuses used in small applications like wiring in house, tiny current applications generally. Fuses include two essential parts such as fuse base, which has two terminals like in and out. In general, this element is fabricated with porcelain. Another part of this fuse is a fuse wire which grips the fuse element. This element is fabricated with aluminum, tinned copper and lead. The main advantage of a fuse carrier is we can remove from the base of without the getting shock. So this is a KitKat fuse. When we have cap here, fuse link, cork and liquid detector, flexible connections as you can see, and this is that fuse. As you know, uh, you'll have some wire in this. So this is a KitKat fuse. HRC fuse or high rupturing capacity cartridge type fuse. Cartridge type fuses have entirely closed containers. The applications of this fuse mainly include low voltage and high voltage, and both. These types of fuses are classified into D type and link type as we have discussed earlier. HRC fuse consists of heat resisting ceramic body. This ceramic body has metal end caps to which silver current carrying element is welded. The space within the body is filled with powder. Filling material can be chalk, quartz, plaster of Paris, etc. This acts as a cooling medium. This chalk or quartz that acts as a cooling medium or quenching medium, which, which quenches the arc. HRC. Under normal conditions, fuse element is at temperature below its melting point when it is in normal conditions. When the fault occurs, current increases and fuse element melts before fault current reaches its peak value. When there is a fault, current will increase, fuse will get melt before the that fault current reaches its peak value. Heat produced in the process vaporizes the melted silver element. Chemical reaction between silver vapor and powder helps in quenching the arc. There may be a arc because of the high current, therefore this silver that is vaporized and the powder that we have used will quench. Quench is suppressing the arc. HRC fuse, as you see, there is a brass end plate and fuse link contact. There is a filling powder, there is a filling fuse element, and this is the cartridge. This is the HRC fuse. So this is the end of the lecture 12, Basic Electrical Engineering, Unit 5. Today we have seen what is earth resistance, electric shock, its preventive methods and first aid, and what are the different types of fuses, what is a fuse, what is a switch fuse unit, and what is KitKat fuse, and what is HRC fuse. If you have any doubt, you can go through this video once again and make a note of everything that is being taught, and also read the material that is given to you. Thank you.